So more on the distractions, you know what I'm saying? Not sure how long this video is going to be. All of these things that we get distracted by just stops you from making changes in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you fall in love with a fantasy that wasn't created by you. So yeah, manifestation and stuff, and you know, you want your dream life and you gotta think about it and imagine it and believe and all that shit. But you're applying those principles and you're using those tools and ideologies, but you're using it for a fantasy that you never created in your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's a fantasy that's given to you. And what I mean by that is like, you don't, like I said about my video about getting into the science of you, it's like if you don't really know what you really like to do, what you really want to do, what your favorite thing is, because your whole life you've been just listening to like people tell you what to do. If you never stepped outside of that, then you really don't know yourself. So you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want to do. Ideally, you don't know what you're here to do, and you're not taking any steps towards that. And you're not taking any steps towards being a new person. You know what I'm saying? You're just distracting yourself with someone else's fantasy. You know, what do I mean by that? The fantasy is whatever someone is selling, you know, whether it be reparations, whether it be the idea that everyone's just going to rise and wake up and overthrow the government and then just like, you know, start building houses and building pyramids again. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be like, you know, we're going to take over the economy, you know what I'm saying? We're going to start like just waking up to things and start doing better and stuff like that. I'm not putting that out of the realm, and I'm not saying that we're not making progress. I'm not saying we shouldn't aim for progress and stuff like that. But I feel like you're not really truly doing your part in that if all you're doing is like kind of speaking about it. Because you're not really, like, let's say we're preparing to take over the world, right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get ourselves right. You're not really making any preparations to be a help in that if you're not becoming a better person internally. You know what I'm saying? People be talking about, I want to make a off-grid community. Why would you want to do that with these niggas? Niggas who are just not taking the time to... It's going to be like an episode of The Real World. It's going to be a bunch of niggas who never took the time to heal themselves. They might have the cool aesthetic, but you know what I'm saying? That trauma from 5th grade is still there. So niggas going to be going crazy on each other very soon. You know what I'm saying? Because they never changed internally. Now, I'm not saying that niggas shouldn't take steps towards doing any of these things. But what I am saying, especially if you're trying to take steps towards doing these things, is that when you're putting all of your attention on like whatever might be going on in the media, whatever may be going on with the news, whatever may be going on with a celebrity, whatever conspiracy that's going on, you know, whatever's going on in your friend's life, you know, even sometimes we learn to give too much of our energy just to the people around us, and we don't end up cultivating the energy that we have to put it to use to make things happen in our life. You know what I'm saying? We too focused on other people's life because we never truly learned to live for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, like how I started off, you know, you just living for other people. Someone told you to go to school. Someone told you to not go to school. Someone told you to do this. Someone told you to dress like that. Someone told you to dress like this is appropriate. Someone told you to dress like that is inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? You know, and all while we doing that, we'll make fake changes. You know what I'm saying? But really and truly, sometimes we don't even do the fake changes. The fake changes is like, you might start driving a better car or something. You might make a little bit more money. You might change your diet or something. You might just make a change that changes your reality a little bit, you know, because if you go from making 50,000 to 90,000 a year, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole different lifestyle that you can live. So yes, it does change, but you never really changed. So even though you're now the $90,000 man, you still experiencing a lot of the same things when you was a $50,000 man. You just in a different restaurant. You may just be in a different car. You know what I'm saying? You dating the same type of woman, you having the same type of friends, you attracting the same type of negative events in your life. That's all, you know what I'm saying? That's all because you didn't change. And the energy you should be using to change, you know, which is really just kind of like facing your fears. facing the things that, that we have hidden away and stuff that we don't even know is hidden. That's the real work. The energy you should be using to tackle that, right? That's like the boss that you should be fighting. It's like you're off doing some side quest. We in the video game and you're off doing a side quest. Then it's like, all right, you can get to the side quest, but you gotta finish the main quest first. And niggas is just skipping the main quest and going to the side quest. I hope that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a gamer, I'ma just say that niggas is in the movie and they're like, they're just missing the meat and potatoes. So we skipping all the action scenes, and niggas is just in the scenes when the two characters is talking about their significant other. Like, this is a superhero movie, and the little parts with Iron Man and his girlfriend, nobody don't really give a fuck about that. But you need that. You need that in there for character development and all of that. So niggas is in those modes and in those scenes a lot, but niggas ain't in the Iron Man scene fighting crime and in action. But you might think you are, and that's where you kind of get tricked. You sharing all these links, you know what I'm saying? You might even be out doing things physically. You might even be giving back. You might even be, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can be giving out your energy and it's not serving you in a positive manner. You're serving all these other people and you think you're doing something good. Not saying you should stop doing that. Don't think about it in black and white. But that's the reason why you don't have any energy to like propel yourself anywhere, because you're just giving it out and you're not focused. If you was if you filled your mind up for a month, fill your mind up with whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it too drastic. Like, don't try to get a Ferrari in a month. Like, be realistic, nigga. But let's say you want to start a business, right? Just something that's major. I won't even say that's simple. Fuck that. That's major. Fill your mind up with a month for everything that you need to do, what requires to start a business, and start to take steps towards that. Just do it. Even if you don't have the money, even if you don't got a job, but you just have an idea, just try it. Just try it for 1 month. You know what I'm saying? And just see what happens. Take your mind off the distractions. Take your mind off whatever niggas is talking about and stuff, and fill your mind with what you need or wherever you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Even some of these lectures and stuff, if you're one of the people who watch, it don't even gotta be lectures. It don't even matter what you watching. Because if you watch it, okay, so what I'm trying to say is, you could be watching informational lectures. Like, if you watch the lecture circuit, those who know. And you could be watching things that's mad informational, it's mad scientific, it's mad positive, but it's like, if it's not helping you change, or if it's not helping you with what you're here to do, it's almost like you're watching, it's not too far off from you watching like something that's like sports or something, because it's still kind of wasting your time. You're not having a positive energy exchange with it. It's like you could be learning all this shit, but what if you're here to be the Reiki master, and all you're studying is like something that has nothing to do with that, you know what I'm saying? And you never follow the promptings or even get the promptings, through meditation and stuff, and through following the signs and, learning the signs and stuff like that. You never get those type of promptings because you're always like finding yourself something to distract yourself with, you know what I'm saying? And shit, even to take it a step further, anything can kind of be a distraction. You could be a business person and you just dive harder into the business. You could be distracting yourself with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? You could be mad insecure as a nigga and distracting yourself with mad women to try to make up for that, to try to be to lie to yourself. Like, nah, ain't no way I'm such and such. Ain't no way I'm too dark. Ain't no way I'm too short. Ain't no way I'm too broke, because look how much bitches I got. You know what I'm saying? That could be something, an internal conversation you having. And that's why you gotta constantly surround yourself with them to make yourself feel a certain way. But that could be a distraction, when you're giving out your energy. So what does giving out your energy sound like? Look like? Because it sounds all spooky, like you're gonna put your hand out and some beam is gonna come out that motherfucker, and another nigga is gonna be standing from over here and he gonna be sucking in the energy like that. You know, that's, you could think about it like that if it helps, but nah, that's not how it works. You give out your energy when your friend calls you and you spend 3 hours talking to them. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But remember, everything has to be a positive energy exchange. So if you're talking to them and you guys are laughing, it don't always gotta be laughs, because remember, real shit happens. And I know I gotta put these disclaimers for people who think black and white. But you know, you guys are laughing, or you're having a discussion, you're getting to vent, and you know, you guys are reaching a place of understanding. Understanding is in the heart. So you know, you guys are having heart-to-heart conversations. You know, if you're doing that and the conversations don't leave you feeling drained and stuff, like when I was a kid, my mom would be either talking to her friends in Jamaica or talking to her friends in New York and stuff, and you could tell they feel good when they get that phone connection, because they can't be together physically. And when they get off the phone, they still feel good. You know what I'm saying? And at other times you see, you know, talking to a certain family member, talking to a certain friend, and even if niggas ain't arguing, just the type of conversation, it's like, the energy that they just shared, it wasn't a positive exchange, you know. And it happens frequently. It's like you can constantly be getting drained by that, you know. You can constantly be giving your energy out because you're always having to give advice or something. You know, you could constantly be showing up for someone who's not showing up for you. And this is a way of like not having a type of positive energy exchange. It's like we do these things all the time and we don't even realize it. It's another way of like showing that you don't value yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did, you would value your time more. You would value what you put in your energy in, because you want to put your energy in things that you can get back out. You know, so if you have $20,000 and you have the dream to be a photographer, it's like, yeah, okay, shoot your shot. Put your money, which is your energy, your currency, you put that in, and you put that in photography classes, and you put that in hiring niggas, and you do all you can, get your LLC, your lights, all of that, and then you start your business. You know, you could at least say you put your energy into something that is serving you. You know what I'm saying? Versus you take that 20,000, it's like you clubbing and stuff, you just, you know, buying stuff and you can't get the money back, you know, stuff like that. That would be an example. So that's not like a judgment thing. Not saying you shouldn't club, not saying you whatever, but it's like, how can you when you start off with doing that type of stuff with money, you know what I'm saying? That's how you can teach yourself to do it with the other things in your life. Okay, how can I put my money in things that serve me? You know what I'm saying? Okay, once I do that, how can I start surrounding myself with a lifestyle with things that serve me in a positive manner? You know, when I'm talking to my friends, it's not draining. It serves me in a positive manner. When I'm going to places, when I go out, it's not draining. It serves me in a positive manner. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around and I'm smiling and stuff all day. That's at least how I would attempt for my life to be going. You know what I'm saying? I go outside, the people around me, the places I go, we're all having positive energy exchanges. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with directing your energy, and most importantly your attention, in places that you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to go to a reality or a place where there's going to be a food shortage, then go ahead, direct all your energy to that place. If you're trying to buy a house, then direct all your energy to that place. At some point, you have to start asking yourself why you would rather direct your energy to the food shortage place versus the buying the house place. And if you're not a conspiracy theorist, because that's a reference to those type of people, apply that to anything else. Why are you applying your energy for your house or the life that you want? You know what I'm saying? The difference between you, let's say you and your Honda. Ooh, why does it come out like that? The difference between you and, let's say, your Toyota, and you driving a Lexus, you know what I'm saying, made by the same company, could just be where you're diverting your attention. You know what I'm saying? You could be diverting the attention just somewhere else to upgrade your lifestyle, to make you more comfortable. You got to get to that place of comfort, I feel like, to understand real and true tranquility, before you could even really, really reach places of understanding, I feel like you have to really like be in a comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? We are in a like a like a chicken running with his head off type of lifestyle, and you gotta like slow down. And when you can slow down, you can start to analyze yourself and analyze your behavior. First, you gotta be open to understanding, but then once you are, you can start to analyze yourself and analyze your behavior and analyze things that you want to cut out so you can become a whole new person. And you want to start thinking of the ideal person you want to be. Start seeing that in your mind. Like, how do they dress? You know what I'm saying? What kind of clothes do they wear? What kind of car do they drive? How much money do they make? Make it like a character in your head. And you want to keep projecting that image of the character, and you want to slowly become that person. Okay? This new person, you know what I'm saying, doesn't get upset over little things. This new person watches their temper or something. You know, you map out whatever it is. This new person works this type of job, so you start putting it out there. You start working on it. You start figuring out how you're gonna get that. This new person makes this much from their business. You start figuring out how you got to do that and start planning it out. It might sound crazy. It might be like, yo, but bro, I only got $1,000. You're telling me I should write down, you know what I'm saying? I should write down how to build my business, but I want to make $400,000. That doesn't even make any sense. There's no point in me doing that because I don't want to make less than $400,000, and I only got $1,000. You know, that might be what you're saying to yourself. But what you got to understand is you got to have more faith and belief in what you're capable of doing and what you're capable of coming up with. You'd be surprised what you could put your mind to when you divert your energy into a place that can positively serve you. If you put your energy into how to make a $400,000 business with $1,000, because I'm pretty sure that's something that you can Google, you'd probably be surprised what comes up. You'd probably be surprised all the books, all the web pages, all the articles, all the people you could talk to. You know what I'm saying? All the things you could read. But first, you got to get that belief in yourself. Because if you don't have that self-belief, you start to filter out endless possibilities. So just like when you're online shopping and you go high to low and you filter, you're like, nah, I just want to look at t-shirts. Nah, I just want to look at crew necks. Nah, I just want to look at brown. That's what you do based on your beliefs. You don't leave room for opportunity. Opportunity is an entity. Look at it like an angel. And opportunity is trying to come through, but you're filtering it out based on your mindset. You know what I'm saying? You're saying that only this is right for me. Instead of being open to many different possibilities and opportunities, you're putting yourself in a box and saying only this is right for me based on how you feel about yourself. But that's not really how you feel about yourself, because you've been made to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? That's not, no one truly dislikes themselves, or no one should naturally not want the best for themselves. But you've been made to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Based on your experiences, based on the way you've been repeatedly talked to growing up, based on the images you've seen on the TV. And the way to reverse that is to just start reprogramming your mind. So you could even just start with affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Just overload yourself with going in the mirror and giving yourself compliments. It might sound crazy, it might sound silly, but the difference between you being a millionaire and just being a regular nigga is doing shit like that and just hearing compliments. It's just feeling good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes, fuck it, you gotta be like, yo, I'm gonna get some shades and a chain or something. You know what I'm saying? Just make myself feel good. You don't want it to be the source of your power, but you know what I'm saying? If it adds on to it, if it makes you feel more powerful, you got to do it, because as a scientist, you want to create a feeling. You know what I'm saying? You want to live in that feeling, because that's how you're going to get to where you want to be. So you just got to start reversing it. Start with affirmations, because one of the main things is that we aren't used to hearing like loving words and kind words and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Words carry an energy. So we're not used to getting hit with that energy of like love or kindness or joy or stuff like that. We're used to harsh words. We're used to like fighting words. We're used to like fiery words. Just imagine that it's carrying that energy, and energy is a spirit too. So these words are carrying the spirit of like fire. It's carrying the energy of fire. It's constantly hitting you. It's carrying the energy of fight. It's carrying the energy of fight, and it's constantly hitting you. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why you're so defensive, because you've been constantly being hit with the energy of fight. Niggas been giving you fighting words your whole life. Niggas been giving you, just throwing shit at you, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't giving you words to embrace, you know what I'm saying? The words carry an energy. So you really have to think about it just the way I'm describing it. Like if they was throwing a projectile at you, they have been throwing fire. If they was throwing kindness or something, they would be throwing like some Care Bear, like love out of their chest or something like that. You know, you haven't been getting that. You're not used to the energy. So now when somebody comes around, we don't know what true love is because of romance. But now when somebody comes around and they're trying to send that energy that you're not used to, because remember, you're used to the fighting energy. And if you're going to be used to the fighting energy, of course, naturally going to get defensive. You know what I'm saying? Who's not going to defend themselves when you getting hit after a while? You just naturally do it. Your body just goes into defense mode. Your ego is trying to protect you. You know what I'm saying? But true love could just be like somebody helping you move. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had to move and shit? That shit is annoying. You know what I'm saying? When I move out of here soon, even those ain't even all the books and stuff, but even just taking apart that bookshelf and thinking about putting it back together and loading up all the books in a box and stuff, that just sounds so annoying. So when somebody takes the time out of their day to go do that, that's true love. You know what I'm saying? And you might not be open to something like that. When somebody takes the time out of their day to go somewhere or follow you or do something for you to help you feel protected or to help you feel good, you know, I would say that's closer to like true love. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you may not be open to that, but you may be open to romance. You may be open to the idea of gifts and stuff like that, but you may not be open to that real, like, things that will be like real connections, whether it's coming from significant other, friends, family, whatever. You know, you just may not be open to that, and you got to start asking yourself why. You know what I'm saying? You really have to start looking at things like astrology, numerology, all of that stuff as a science, not just as angel numbers, not just as something to play around with. It's really a science, and it's help you to map out your life. You know what I'm saying? And map out what you're here supposed to be doing. And you really got to start looking at it like, okay, if I'm a Leo, then why am I, hiding back in the shadows? If I'm an Aries, why am I not a trailblazer? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I not even doing the work of my sign? You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm reading about all this stuff. I'm learning the information, but it's like, is it even really hitting you? You know, you got to ask yourself that. It may not be, because you may be distracted, again. But you want to start asking yourself those questions, like, why don't I want to put myself out there? Why don't I want to do this, regardless of your sign? Why don't I want to do that? You only use the signs and stuff because your chart and all of that tell you what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you might have a chart that says you're supposed to be a star. Now, not necessarily like a celebrity, but you could be someone who's very popular in your community. You could be someone who is like local, like 20,000 followers, social media famous, whatever reality we're living in at the time, whether we with sticks and we in a tribe outside, or we living now, you're just meant to be a star. You're going to be the star of the village or the star in your town or on YouTube, whatever it may be. And if you learn that about yourself, you might be like, okay, then what do I need to do to get there? And what's stopping me from get there? And apply this to anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using star because this is an easy example to see where like the insecurities are. You may be meant to be a star or put yourself out there because, something about your energy will touch people. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be something woke. That's why it's like you have to really divert your energy to what you're supposed to be doing. You could be thinking you here to share the link with Kyrie when you here to talk about makeup. But something about you talking about makeup, just causes a big ripple effect. You might be the girl online talking about makeup, and you're keeping someone company. You know what I'm saying? Someone is having a long day, they're going through a stressful situation, and some other woman is watching you, and you're like damn near keeping her alive with just your energy and your presence through the phone. She's like, you know what? I can look forward to such and such making her makeup videos. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize it because you might only have like 5,000 subscribers or something. You know what I'm saying? You only get a little bit of it. It can't pay your bills. But you might get booked because you're blowing up a little more. You might get booked for doing makeup in person. So, makeup still pays your bills, but, you might be like, why am I even doing this YouTube thing? You know what I'm saying? I only got 5,000 subscribers. Like, I be getting views, but I'm not blowing up or nothing. But you don't even realize that, them 100, them 1,000, them 2,000 people that might consistently watch you, 10,000, whatever it be, like something about your presence might be just doing something for their life that you don't realize. And this is how, when we're living our purpose, we serve each other. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes, the way that, like, one of the ways my mom used to always present the way to get over grief to me is to understand that everyone is kind of like playing out a role. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people have to go through tragic events just to start a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just to get us thinking, just to bring light to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Just to bring light to certain things. And when you kind of think about it like that, I feel like what it should do is motivate you to find whatever that thing is with you, whatever you're supposed to be doing. And these distractions, these diverting your energy everywhere outward and nowhere inward, it's just you're never gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna just be lost in the sauce. So this video is way longer than I intended, but let me wrap this video by saying you need to find a place. You gotta be open to understanding the things that's wrong with you. And you gotta be open to wanting to love yourself, because before you can love yourself, you ain't gonna, like, you have to have that love internally to get it externally, is what I'm trying to say. And you want to do the work to figure out why you don't have it right now, because you're born with it. At some point in your childhood, even if it's just, some people don't, I'm not even gonna lie, some people as a baby, it's rough for us. It's rough as a baby. So if you have that, or if you've never even experienced it, that might be double the work, but that only means you're twice as powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's the other side of it. After you work out the kinks in your armor is strong as fuck. Look at it like that. You a super nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's the benefit. Right now, it has you disabled. Right now, it has you not at your full potential. Right now, it has you fighting with one hand behind your back. You know what I'm saying? But once you get right, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be, once you wake up from sleeping on yourself and the things that you could be doing, and stop wasting your energy on things that don't serve you in a positive manner, only put it into things that you're going to get back out, you're going to see the big changes in your life. So start now. Start only filling your mind up. Start only watching things for wherever you're trying to go. Just try it for 30 days. Try it for a week. You know what I'm saying? See if that don't change your life a little bit.